Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on April the 28th, 2020. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. And not a ton of news today. We did see Bank of Japan. They haven't really changed much. The only thing is they are going to be doing unlimited buying of bonds, just like the Fed. Coming up here on Tuesday, again, not a ton of important data here. We do have the unemployment rate out of Spain here. So we're looking at 15.6%. That could be negative for the Eurozone. Also, we have seen there have been negotiations from the Eurozone in regards to the stimulus package here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Right now, we haven't really seen much progress on that. And if we see that we are still not seeing progress, that will be negative for the euro. So just keep that in mind. Coming up here, we have consumer confidence numbers and trade balance numbers here for the US. So these are important. We also have Richmond Manufacturing Index, which is expected to drop substantially here. So with these numbers here, basically, we're looking to see if they come in line with expectations. If they are too far off of the expectations, so if they are too low compared to what the expected number was, that would be more negative for the US dollar. But if they come in above expectations, like we saw some numbers come in above expectations last week, we could see US dollar go up. So that's for our US. We also have CPI numbers, which are our inflation numbers for Australia here. They're expected to drop a bit. So same thing here, if they drop in more than that, then we are looking for a drop in Australian dollar as well. But overall, we have seen today that the risk, we are back into the risk on environment, which means that equities as the stock market has done well. And we have also seen risk currencies like Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, euro, pound, all of these have done really well as well compared to the US dollar. And the big reason behind this or these moves was because we have been hearing from a number of countries around the world, and they've been talking about opening up the economies. Now, this will be a slow process because there is the concern around the second wave of the coronavirus, but the more we hear about different economies opening up, that is a good news for the stock market, and it's also good news for the risk assets. So that's why we are back in risk on environment, which means investors are willing to take risk. And during those times, we generally see that our safe haven currencies suffer as a result. So US dollar tends to decline, and we see that Japanese yen doesn't do as well either. So we'll see how this thing proceeds. There was also some good news in regards to the vaccines. There were comments that the healthcare professionals may be able to access the vaccines in the next 6 months or before the end of the year. So we'll see if that actually is the case. But for now, because of that news, we are seeing the markets have performed well. The stock markets have done well. So keep an eye on that. But for now, we are in risk on environment. So let's look at our charts here. We'll start off with euro dollar. Euro dollar here, euro has not done well so far. We do see that price went up today into the resistance level, and then it has bounced off of that level. So this one is actually looking bearish here. And in terms of a pullback, we could get a pullback into 1.0850. Now, the concern would be generally we see on Mondays, it tends to be slow days, and then stuff picks up on Tuesday. So if price goes through the resistance, then we could see it going even higher. So watch out for that. For now, though, biases to the downside, and I would keep an eye out for I will keep an eye out for the bottom of the candle for today, which is 1.0810 will be the first target. And then the second target here is 1.0770. So bias is bearish here for euro dollar. Pound dollar. Actually, before we go on, what I would keep in mind here is if it doesn't break through the support level here, we could see price go back up. So this is very important. For the downward move to continue, we do need to see a break of 1.0810. If it doesn't, then watch out for that move higher. So bearish bias for euro dollar for now. Pound dollar, this one's actually gone up today. And so bias here is bullish. The concern here would be that price is right into resistance here. So if it doesn't go through the resistance, it can turn around and go back down. But the candle close for the day is bullish. So the next target here is 1.2500. And then above that, we are looking at 1.2580 and potentially even 1.2650. So bias is bullish with caution though. So we do need to keep an eye on 1.2450. If it holds below that, I would look for a move lower, but for now, looking bullish. Aussie dollar here. This one's definitely looking bullish here. We saw that price broke through the resistance. Now, having said that, though, we are price is still into resistance. So we are back into this resistance here. So it's a bit of a zone of resistance here. So it's still into resistance. So for this one to continue higher, we do need to see a break of that resistance. So first target here, so bias is bullish and pullback level would be 0.6440 or a little bit lower here into 0.6430. Sorry. So bias is bullish here for Aussie dollar. First target 0.6520 and then 0.6540. So bias here is bullish for Aussie dollar, and this is the type of move I would be looking for. New Zealand dollar here, this one as well, we have a bullish candle close for the day. And we are into resistance. So price is into resistance. So be mindful of this resistance, because if price does not get through this resistance, it can still turn around and go back down. So bias is bullish here. And in terms of pullback, we could get a pullback right into 0.600 level before it continues further. So something like this, and then a further move to the upside. So keep an eye on 0.600 level here. And in terms of the targets, we are looking at first target is 0.6100 and then 0.6130. So bias is bullish for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, this one has dropped. Now keep in mind it hasn't broken the low yet, so price has not been able to break the support level for several days here. As we can see, it's held above this level. So for price to continue lower, we'll have to see it go through this support level. So it would have to break through the support level before continuing further. So bias here is bearish. The caution would be if it doesn't make it through 1.40, it can go back up, because for now it has been trading in this range and we could see it go back into the range. So right now bias is bearish, just with caution. We just have to make sure that price goes through the support for it to continue lower. And in terms of the targets here, the first target is 1.3940 and then 1.3880. So bias is bearish for dollar CAD. Looking at our commodities now, so we'll start off with silver here. Silver is looking neutral here. Now, as long as it holds below 15.50, I will look for a further drop here. So neutral to slightly bearish for silver. First target would be 15, and then below that we're looking at 14.50. So neutral to bearish for silver. gold here. Gold is actually looking bearish as well. Price is into support. So keep an eye on that. If this turns around, sorry, if it holds above our support level at 1700, sort of in this area here, if it holds above this area, we could see it go higher. So we could see it go do something like that. Now on the whole though, this one looks like a triple top here. So if price breaks through this level, then we're likely to see a further move to the downside. This one here will be impacted by how the equity markets are doing. So if the equities start going up, this is likely to go up as well. But for now here, this one's looking bearish. And if it goes through our support level, it's likely to continue lower. So I would watch out the 1700 level. And if it holds above though, then I'm looking for a move higher. So I would say bearish with caution. If it doesn't break through, it's likely to go higher. But once it breaks through though, next target here is 1696. And then below that, we're looking at 1680. So bearish, but with caution. So if it holds above 1700, it's going higher. Oil here. Oil has dropped again. As we can see, price wasn't really able to go higher here. We have a nice bearish engulfing candle here. So this one's looking bearish. First target is 12.80. And then below that, we're looking at 11.50. So bearish bias for oil. Copper here. Copper, we have a neutral candle close for the day. Price is into resistance. It's held below this level for a while now. So this one is looking bearish here. As long as it holds below this 2.31 level, I would look for a drop here. So in terms of our target here, 2.27 is the first target, and then we're looking at 2.24 as the second target. Bitcoin here. Bitcoin is looking neutral. It's into resistance here. And this is an important support resistance level. So we do need to be careful here. As we can see, this is where price has reacted a number of times, going all the way into September of 2019, all the way up until now. We saw a big support level here in February before it crashed, and now we are back there again. So this entire inefficient move to the downside has now been filled. So having said that, our candle close for the day is neutral today. So if price holds below our resistance level at 77.50, in that case, chances are we are going to, or 77.80. So let's just say 7,800. So if it holds below 7,800, we are looking for a move back down. And in this case, the target would be 7,400 and potentially even lower. So very critical level that price is at right now. If it goes through though, then we definitely have room to the upside. 8120 is the target, but as long as it holds below 7,800, I will look for a move lower. So right now, bias is neutral for Bitcoin. S&P 500 here, we have seen price go up today. Now, keep in mind, this is into resistance here. So price is into resistance. We haven't seen a break of this resistance yet. Right now, bias is bullish. We do have a bullish candle close, but just be cautious because if it doesn't get through 2880, it's coming down. Right now, this is what I'm looking out for. If it holds below 78.80, chances are it will come back into the range because that's where the price has been trading for the last 2 weeks here. Now, should it go through though, next target is 29.70. So bias is bullish, but with caution here for S&P 500. And then we have Nasdaq here. Nasdaq is neutral today. We see that price hasn't quite gone all the way up into 79.80 level, which is our resistance level here. We have a neutral candle close, completely indecision candle here with a wick on, or wicks on both sides and small candle body. So neutral bias for this one as well. or neutral bias for this one. First target here is 87.35, and then if it continues through that, we could see a drop into 8600. But should it break through the high of today, then 89.80 would be the next target. And if it continues through that, then definitely we are likely to see a break here, and 9100 will be the next target. So I'm going to leave these I'm going to leave these levels here on the chart and see which direction price wants to break. So for now, bias is neutral for Nasdaq. Dow Jones here. Dow Jones is looking bullish. So we have a nice bullish candle close for the day. Next target is 24,450 level here. And should it go through that, we're looking at 25,000. So for now, we have a bullish bias for the day, but do keep an eye on that resistance level at 24,450, because if it doesn't get through, we could just see a move higher and then a drop. So watch out for that. So bullish bias for now. And then looking at DAX here, this one's looking bullish. Price is still trading in this range here. This is, again, it's been stuck in this range for over 2 weeks. So bullish bias here. Next target is 10,850, and only if it goes through that would I be looking at this 11,000. So for now, bias is bullish for DAX. And then Footsie here. Footsie is also looking bullish. We see a bullish pin bar. This has also been trading in a range for the last couple of weeks, so do watch out. So bullish bias here, like I said, next target is 59.20, and only if it goes through that 59.20 would I look for next target, which would be 6,100. For now, though, bullish bias 59.20 is the next target. And then we have Nikkei here. Nikkei is looking bullish. This one is also trading in a range. However, it is pushing into this resistance level here. So this is the range it's been trading at over the last couple of weeks here. Very strong bullish candle here, especially with the stimulus package that was announced by Bank of Japan. This is positive for the stock market, and we are seeing a nice push to the upside in Nikkei here. So the question will be, can it go through the resistance level? And if it does, if it goes through this 19,850, next target is 20,200 here. But if it gets stuck below this 19,850, then again, we could see price come back into the range. So watch out for that. So this is the caution. But next target here is 20,120. Sorry, 20,200, and if it goes through that, we're looking at 20,420. So bullish bias for Nikkei. So that's it for now. Have a wonderful trading day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.